What's going on, guys? Mitch here, and today we're taking a look at a long-term review on these gorgeous and bright pink slash red, whatever you want to call them. I think they call it fiery red specialized torch shoes. So I've got an entire season on this pair in front of you outside, and as you can see, compared to my unboxing videos, they've got some wear, they've got some time on them, and I figured I would do a quick kind of wrap-up video on them, considering you know what? People always ask for long-term feedback, kind of how they were, etc. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be pretty casual, nothing too detailed in terms of specs and whatnot. We're just going to talk about my experience with them and kind of take things from there. So let's get started. I will probably take, what do you want, left or right shoe? I don't think it really matters. Let's go with this one. It's a little bit cleaner, which is the right shoe. I guess full disclosure, I did just come back from a ride on these, and it was a wet weather ride just the other day, and so they've got some mud on them, and that's actually kind of why I figured now would be a good time to kind of show them, which is awesome, right? So they've been great. I've had two different pairs of these shoes. One was a dark blue or a navy color, which I did a review on last year, and those shoes were great, other than I wiped out and totally scuffed up the buckles. I shouldn't say wiped out, but I did spill over, and the BOA system got pretty violently degraded. So other than the BOAs having some wear and tear on them, that shoe was fine. And you know what? A lot of the comparisons I'm going to talk about today will be directly compared with kind of my experience with my City Shot 2s, and a decade worth of experience on some City stuff, or actually almost 2 decades now of some City shoes in the mountain bike world, as well as 2 pairs of Physiques that I have, an R2 and a Vento Stabilita, I think they're called. And then obviously a couple different pairs of these torch shoes, and I think I've got another couple pairs of Cities floating around that don't see the channel, but more fall wet weather stuff. So let's kind of break this down. So yeah, the buckles, they were fine on the shoe, no issues. The fit of the shoe is actually spectacular, and as one of my friends here in Calgary says, you know, when you're buying a $600 Canadian shoe, and I think they're like $450 US, when you're buying a $450 shoe, the first thing before you try them on is you have to know, are you comfortable spending that kind of money? Because if not, don't even bother trying them on, because you truly do get that kind of price point on the shoe. It's very comfortable, very, very competitively light, and seems to be fairly well made. Probably very similar to like a Shimano level. City-wise, I'd say City kind of uses better materials, and as a result, more durable materials. The shoe is a little heavier. So I guess let's start on the sole. As you can kind of see here, not a whole lot of wear. It's been pretty good. I've gone through a couple different pairs of cleats on these, and I'll show you the other shoe as well. Mainly, I actually broke a few pairs of cleats this year. Walking around, of all things. So the cleats that are on here are actually fairly new within the last month, and as such kind of look still pretty good, which is awesome. Those bolts are still shiny on the bottom, no complaining, but as you can see, there's certainly some wear. So in the front there, I was told from a last YouTube subscriber or a YouTube comment, these are not vents, these are apparently drains. And I don't know if I really agree with that, but I always was on the assumption that they're vents to kind of intake some additional air and then exhaust it somewhere on the shoe. So they're saying they're vents, or they're drains. I don't think they are, but either way, they're there in case you need something to either come in or go. So no issues there. The sole is violently stiff, and that's definitely a game changer when it comes to setting PRs and applying power transfer to your bike. And with that, they're delicate, and as you can kind of see, there's some scratches. There's no real clear coat on them. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very matte finish. And as you can see, they do get prone to a little more scratches, etc. So just be aware of that. I would kind of put these shoes as kind of like an F1 car, where they're fast, they're stiff, they're light, but they're not durable whatsoever, because they're very light. You can't really have, and that's no fault of the shoe, you can't really have a super lightweight durable shoe. You have to add materials to make it durable. So yeah, anyway, heel as well, really, really comfortable, no issue, especially compared to the Shot 2s. I was kind of worried thered be no adjustability on that, but it does fit like a glove, and it has no need for it. So That's been fantastic. No issues there. Longevity wise, in terms of the tongue and materials down in here, it's all quite nice. Nothing's ripped, nothing's torn, seams, fabric, everything looks good. Although we do have some rough cuts there, that's nothing at all. So they've been fantastic. I did, in terms of how long I've had these now, I did break them in on the last winter, actually, on the indoor bike to get fit kind of dialed and break the shoe in. And then outdoor-wise, a couple thousand K on it at least. Probably, I don't know, 4,000 kilometers outside this year. Just this last little while. So it's probably got 5+ K on the shoe, which is just kind of getting started, I think. It's probably good for a lot more. Intake-wise, I mentioned that obviously, but there is a lot of ventilation on the shoe, and when the weather does get cold, I do tend to notice that these shoes are not the ones I want to take with me, and if they are, I try to wear merino wool socks. As you've probably seen, I can't remember the brand we did that collab with, but there was a merino wool pair of socks, which I still love and wear all the time with these shoes. They fit great, and Fall Raven, that's what they are, and they've been great. I was always worried about this tab here being kind of pulled off the shoe, and that was never really an issue. It's always been pretty solid. So no issues there as well. What else can I talk about on the shoe? The alignment on the bottom of the sole here for replacing your cleats was also really handy. And I did find that when I took off my old cleat, the old cleat was kind of pressed in a little bit into that because there is no clear coat. I don't know if it's going to damage the sole at some point or what, but it was kind of pressed down into the carbon a little bit, and it kind of made it easy to align, but would probably made it get difficult if I ran it like that and wanted to do like a 1 degree adjustment. It might default back to that same spot. Not sure. Also, not a big deal for me because I tend to dial it in and then put lots of time in and just kind of leave them till they break. So no issues there. Everything else, the liner's good. You can replace those shoe liners as well, and I think they have a body geometry, neutral, all kinds of different kind of adjustments that you can do depending on the arch of your foot. I ran them bone stock, or as training now, I run them raw dog, which is just this, and they've had no issues. So really good. I've really liked the heel, as I mentioned, because it's just the perfect fit, and I haven't had to limit down the BOA and adjust that or anything. They've been solid, no real issues. I sometimes kind of wonder actually I sometimes wonder how this actually like holds the shoe on correctly, because like, you know, there's tons of pressure on this, and I worry, I'm like, how is it that I never bump the outside of this or anything and cause it to release tension? Like that's always something I think about, but I've never had that problem. There was also a person in my unboxing video that mentioned this. That was actually a really smart comment. Is I mentioned, you know, my experience with the Torch shoes was that it's on, lots of turns, and to do it off, you have to also go the same amount of turns. And to get the shoe off at the end of the ride, it was a bit of a pain in the ass because you're always turning it 3, 4, 5 times. But he actually mentioned that you can unhook right here and not do any of that. So nice little fun fact. You can unhook it, but you're still unratcheting somewhat to get that to unhook. So just food for thought. It's really not a big deal, but it was something that one of the last commenters pointed out, and I figured it made sense. So other than that, they've been durable. I've got lots of time in on them. This year the ratchets don't have any crashes or falls on them, which is a win. The perforations are great for intake and exhaust. They are super comfortable. They're very bright and loud and have a bunch of speckled crap all over them. Hopefully you can see that on this shoe, but they are a really loud, obnoxious shoe, which in the road cycling world you can either be that guy, or for me it's all about being visibility with a moving and floating target from behind. If a road bike or a car is coming towards you and you're seeing 2 pink and white unnatural colors moving, it's just an eye catch. So anything to catch people from running you over is a big win in my books. And I really don't care about the kit. If they're white, they're black, they're gray, they're blue, they're whatever. As long as you're being seen, that's what it's all about for me. And I guess they are a little unique, right? That pink to red color is, not everyone has them. Everyone likes black or white, and I get it. My City Shot 2s that I have, they're white, and they've been fantastic, and are probably my gold standard now in terms of shoes that I have. I always so hesitant to buy the white color to keep them clean. But you know, as you can see, they get dirty one way or the other. And those Shot 2s I wear a lot now in the basement on the trainer, and they must have, geez, 40,000 kilometers on them, and they feel as good and as stiff as the day I got them. Whereas the torches, I find they're really comfortable. Initially, they've got high power transfer and very usable, but after a season of use, I find that they just kind of, they're delicate, right? They're high performance first, durability second. So as you kind of put nicks into them and, you know, bumps into the carbon and the boas and stuff like that, they slowly kind of break down a little quicker than say a Shot 2. But you know, if you're riding a bike and you're breaking down shoes and you're putting massive kilometers in, that also kind of excites you for getting a new pair every year. So not the end of the world either. And you get what you pay for. So I'm not saying they're crap. They're certainly not. They're excellent shoes. They're just performance-oriented shoe, and that's their first kind of strategic objective, I would say. Lightweight, high performance, durability second. So that's kind of where I would put them, and that's also not a bad thing whatsoever. So also, I should mention this, I had no issues, as you can kind of see, with the front of the toe here peeling. I read some stuff online about some people having that issue right around here peeling. I've had zero issues with that, and as you can see, there's lots of bumps and bruises on both shoes kind of in that department, and actually some direct impacts on the area, and I've had zero issues whatsoever of that peeling off. So, you know, maybe it's a version 2 of the torch, I don't know, but my other version also didn't have that concern either. So not going to complain. I think they're good, and as you can see, they've got lots of use and will continue to see lots of use well into the fall here. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you checking out these videos and comments, or leave a comment. Throw a thumbs up. I first and foremost love the cycling side of things, and it's always great to engage with any questions you may have. Okay, have yourself a fantastic week, and we will talk soon. Peace.